Ladies and gentlemen, they pictures many lessons. But what happens when they don't? They walk out. Those ladies and gentlemen, life teaches us many lessons. But what happens when they don't? We lose application, love, liberty. But what happens when they don't? Love. Betrayal is not just about broken promises, it's about broken faith. It changes how we see people, how we trust, and sometimes even how we see ourselves. While some mistakes can be forgiven, there are certain betrayals that leave wounds too deep to heal. Today, I want to talk about 3 betrayals that should never be excused. 3 acts that, once committed, should make you walk away without looking back. Because in life, we don't lose real friends, real love, or real loyalty. We only lose those who were never truly meant to be with us. Trust is the foundation of any relationship. Trust is the invisible thread that holds every meaningful relationship together. It is not something you can see or touch, but you can feel its presence, and more importantly, its absence. When trust exists, relationships thrive. When it is broken, even the strongest bonds can crumble. Think about it. Every deep connection in life, whether it's with a friend, a family member, or a partner, is built upon an unspoken agreement of honesty and reliability. Trust means believing that someone will do what they say, stand by you when you need them, and never intentionally hurt you. It is the comfort of knowing that your words, your secrets, and your vulnerabilities are safe in their hands. Without trust, what is left? Just empty words, shallow connections, and uncertainty. Betrayal of trust does not happen overnight. It often starts small, perhaps with a white lie, a broken promise, or an unexplained distance. At first, you might brush it off, thinking, it's not a big deal. But trust does not erode in an instant. It dissolves slowly, piece by piece, until one day you realize that the person you once relied on is no longer the same. What makes betrayal so painful is not just the act itself, but who commits it. A stranger's lies do not hurt nearly as much as the deception of someone you once believed in. The deeper the trust, the deeper the wound when it is broken. And the truth is, some betrayals are too severe to forgive. A person who has shown you that they are willing to deceive you once will likely do it again. This is why trust should never be given blindly. It should be earned, and once broken, it should never be restored without deep reflection. Some people believe in second chances, but trust is not a simple mistake. It is a responsibility. When someone betrays your trust, they are not just breaking a rule, they are showing you their true nature. And once you see that truth, you cannot unsee it. If you find yourself questioning someone's honesty, if you start feeling uneasy about their words or actions, listen to that feeling. Trust your instincts. A relationship without trust is like a house built on sand. It may stand for a while, but eventually it will collapse. You deserve relationships where you never have to wonder if someone is being honest with you. Because trust is not just an expectation, it is the very foundation of love, respect, and loyalty. And without it, nothing real can survive. Betrayal is a reflection of their character, not yours. One of the hardest things to accept in life is that when someone betrays you, it is not a reflection of your worth, it is a reflection of their character. Yet, too often, people blame themselves. They wonder, was I not good enough? Did I do something wrong? But the truth is, betrayal is never about you. It is about the choices, values, and flaws of the person who deceived you. Betrayal does not come from enemies. It comes from the people you trust the most. And that is what makes it so painful. When someone you care about lies to you, turns their back on you, or takes advantage of your kindness, It shakes your entire view of them. You start questioning not just their actions, but the very foundation of your relationship. Was anything real? How long have they been pretending? Did they ever truly care? These thoughts can consume you, but here's what you must remember. Their betrayal is a result of their choices, not your shortcomings. A loyal person does not betray, no matter the situation. A kind person does not suddenly become cruel, and an honest person does not wake up one day and decide to deceive. Betrayal is an intentional act. It happens when someone values their selfish desires more than their commitment to you. No amount of love, care, or patience on your part could have changed that. But the worst part? Betrayers often try to make you feel responsible. They twist the situation, shift the blame, or act as if you are overreacting. This is a tactic used by those who refuse to take accountability. They might say things like, "I didn't mean to hurt you," or "You're making this a bigger deal than it is." But betrayal is always a big deal. It is not a misunderstanding. It is a choice that reveals someone's true priorities. When you experience betrayal, do not waste your time trying to understand why they did it. Some questions will never have answers that bring peace. Instead, focus on what their actions reveal about them. A person who betrays you is someone who lacks integrity, someone who does not respect loyalty, someone who sees relationships as temporary rather than sacred. Do you really want to hold on to a person like that? The hardest but most important thing you can do after being betrayed is to walk away with dignity. Do not beg for explanations, apologies, or second chances. Let them go, knowing that their actions have nothing to do with you and everything to do with the kind of person they are. A person's betrayal does not define your worth, it defines theirs. And once someone shows you who they truly are, believe them. The 3 unforgivable betrayals. Not all betrayals are the same. Some can be repaired with honesty and effort, but others are so deep, so damaging, that they leave a permanent scar. These are the betrayals that change how you see people, how you trust, and how you protect your heart. Today, I want to highlight 3 betrayals that should never be forgiven. Because once someone crosses these lines, they have shown you that they are not worthy of a place in your life. The betrayal of deception. Honesty is the foundation of every strong relationship. When someone looks you in the eye and lies, they are not just hiding the truth, they are manipulating your trust. Deception comes in many forms: secret actions, hidden conversations, or twisting the truth to serve their interests. But at its core, every lie is a choice to be dishonest, a choice to betray the trust you gave them. The most dangerous thing about deception is that it rarely happens just once. A person who is comfortable lying will do it again. They may apologize, they may promise to change, but trust, once broken, never fully returns. And if you continue to forgive lies, you teach the other person that dishonesty has no consequences. If someone betrays you with deception, do not give them another chance to do it again. The betrayal of disloyalty. True loyalty is tested in difficult moments. Anyone can stand by you when life is easy, but a real friend, a real partner, or a real family member stands by you when things get tough. Disloyalty is not just about speaking badly behind your back. It is about abandoning you when you need them the most. It is about choosing their own convenience over their commitment to you. Have you ever faced a tough time and expected support from someone, only to find that they disappeared? Or worse, have you ever shared something personal with someone, only for them to use it against you? That kind of betrayal cuts deep. A person who is disloyal once will be disloyal again. If they can turn their back on you in a moment of difficulty, they will do it when it matters most. Never allow disloyal people to stay in your life. because they will always put themselves first when you need them the most. The betrayal of taking advantage of your kindness. There are people in this world who do not understand kindness. They only see it as an opportunity. These people take and take, draining your energy, your time, and your emotions, only to disappear when you have nothing left to give. This is one of the most painful betrayals, because it makes you question whether your kindness was a mistake. But let me tell you this, kindness is never the mistake. The mistake is giving it to someone who does not deserve it. A person who truly cares for you will appreciate your kindness, not exploit it. If someone only comes to you when they need something, but disappears when you need them, they are not a friend or a true companion. They are a user. And once you recognize someone is using you, you must walk away without guilt. These three betrayals, deception, disloyalty, and taking advantage of kindness, should never be ignored. People who commit them are showing you their true nature. Do not make excuses for them. Do not give them endless chances. Because the truth is, someone who truly cares about you would never put you in a position where you have to question their honesty, loyalty, or intentions. Remember, it is not your job to fix people who are willing to betray you. It is your job to protect yourself from them. Walk away, not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to know you deserve better. Forgiveness is not a ticket for re-entry. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. It brings peace, helps us let go of resentment, and allows us to move forward without bitterness. But too often, people mistake forgiveness for something it is not. They believe that forgiving someone means welcoming them back into their life, giving them another chance, or pretending that nothing ever happened. That is not forgiveness. That is self-betrayal. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and pain. But it does not mean that the person who hurt you deserves a place in your life again. Some people will hurt you, apologize, and then hurt you again. They will promise to change, but continue to repeat the same patterns. If someone truly valued your trust, they would not have betrayed it in the first place. Think about it like this. If someone shatters a glass and apologizes, does that magically put the glass back together? No. The cracks remain, no matter how sorry they claim to be. Relationships work the same way. Some wounds run too deep, and no amount of apologies can undo the damage. This is especially true for people who only seek forgiveness to ease their guilt, not because they genuinely regret their actions. They want your forgiveness so they can feel better, so they don't have to face the consequences of what they've done. But true remorse is shown through actions, not words. If someone apologizes but does not change, their apology is meaningless. You are not obligated to let someone back into your life just because they say, "I'm sorry." Your kindness should not be mistaken for weakness. Forgiving someone does not mean trusting them again, and it certainly does not mean giving them another chance to hurt you. Trust is like paper. Once it is crumpled, it can never be perfectly smooth again. There are people who will test your boundaries, hoping you will weaken with time. They will ask for your forgiveness, then slowly try to work their way back in. Do not let them. Just because you have healed does not mean they deserve access to your life again. Some people lose their place in your life the moment they choose to betray you, and that is a consequence they must live with. Forgiveness is about finding peace within yourself, not about making life easier for those who hurt you. Remember, letting go of resentment does not mean opening the door again. It means closing it firmly, locking it, and walking away with your head held high. Because some people are meant to be forgiven, but never welcomed back. Walking away is strength, not weakness. One of the hardest things you will ever do is walk away from someone you once cared about. The memories, the emotions, and the hope that they might change can make it feel impossible. But sometimes the most painful decisions are the most necessary. Leaving behind someone who has betrayed you is not an act of weakness. It is an act of self-respect. Many people stay in toxic relationships, friendships, or family dynamics because they fear loneliness, guilt, or the uncertainty of moving on. They convince themselves that things might get better if they just try harder, forgive more, or lower their expectations. But the truth is, if someone has betrayed you once in a way that cuts deep, they will likely do it again. Staying in such a relationship does not make you loyal. It makes you a prisoner of your own hope. Strength is not measured by how much pain you can endure. It is measured by how much self-worth you have. Choosing to walk away from someone who does not respect you is not a loss. It is a victory. It means you value yourself enough to no longer tolerate mistreatment. It means you recognize that you deserve better, even if walking away hurts in the moment. The world will tell you that giving endless chances makes you a good person, but that is not true. A good person does not allow themselves to be used, manipulated, or repeatedly hurt. A good person knows that love, trust, and respect should be mutual. When they are not, it is time to let go. Walking away does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you wish harm upon the person who betrayed you. It simply means you refuse to allow them to continue harming you. You are not obligated to fix people who do not want to be fixed. You are not responsible for saving those who only bring you pain. Every time you walk away from someone who does not value you, you make space for people who will. You create room in your life for honesty, loyalty, and kindness. And most importantly, you reclaim your power. Because the moment you realize that walking away is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of wisdom and strength, you will never again allow yourself to stay where you are not respected. So, if you are holding on to someone who has betrayed you, ask yourself, is this relationship worth more than my peace? If the answer is no, then you already know what you need to do. And when you finally walk away, do not look back, because your future is far too valuable to be spent on people who do not deserve you.